Welcome back to the Deliberate Leaders Podcast, where we challenge conventional thinking and inspire action. I'm Allison Dunn, your coach, guide, and sometimes the person who will call you out on your leadership blind spots. Today's topic? A real doozy. We're talking about the concept, to know and not to do is the same thing as not knowing. Let me repeat that because it's one of those truths that might sting a little. To know and not to do is the same thing as not knowing. As leaders, we pride ourselves on being in the know. We read the books, attend the seminars, and listen to podcasts like this one. But if you're not doing something with what you know, then what's the point? Let's dive into why this matters and how it's holding you and your business back. Here's the thing. Knowing doesn't mean squat without action. I see this all the time in business. Leaders will tell me, Allison, I know I need to delegate more. But then what happens? They keep hoarding tasks, like a squirrel with a nut obsession, saying, it's just easier if I do it myself. Let me translate that for you. They know the solution, but refuse to act on it. And the result? Burnout. For them and their team. Knowing isn't enough. Doing is where the magic happens. Let me paint some familiar pictures for you. 1. Knowing your numbers. Every business owner knows they should have a handle on their financials, such as cash flow, profit margins, and revenue forecasting. But how many avoid that weekly finance check-in because, let's be honest, it feels uncomfortable? Ignoring your numbers won't make them any better. 2. Giving feedback. Leaders know their team craves constructive feedback, yet they avoid tough conversations, letting small issues fester until they blow up into major problems. Does this sound like you? Stop avoiding the awkwardness and start addressing the essentials. 3. Investing in yourself. You know personal growth is the key to better leadership, but you've been putting off coaching, that leadership retreat, or even blocking time for deep work. Why? Because you're too busy. Newsflash. Staying stuck is costing you more than the time you think you're saving. See the pattern? Knowing is safe. Doing is risky. But leadership growth happens outside the comfort zone. So why do we, as leaders, hesitate to take action? It comes down to 3 things. First, fear of failure. We're scared the doing won't work, so we stay paralyzed in analysis. Second, lack of accountability. It's easy to ignore what you know you need to do, especially when no one is holding your feet to the fire. Third, comfort in the status quo. Change is hard. Doing something different feels like an uphill climb, even when we know it's the right thing. If you're not willing to risk doing the wrong thing, you're probably already doing the wrong thing by staying still. Now that I've aired out our collective dirty laundry, let's talk solutions. How do we bridge the gap between knowing and doing? First, start small. Pick one thing you know you need to act on and commit to it this week. Not next month, not when you have time. This week. Second, find an accountability partner. Someone who will call you out when you're slipping and know your dog doesn't count. Third, measure progress, not perfection. Celebrate the action, even if the outcome isn't perfect. Doing beats knowing every time. Here's one of my favorite quotes. Clarity comes from engagement, not thought. You can think all you want, but until you engage, until you act, you're just spinning your wheels. So, my deliberate leaders, here's your challenge. Take a hard look at what you know and ask yourself, what am I not doing that I know I should? Write it down. Put it on a sticky note, slap it on your desk, and do the dang thing. Because the only thing worse than not knowing is knowing and doing nothing. Until next time, keep leading deliberately and keep taking action. Remember, your edge in business isn't just knowing more. it's doing better. If today's episode sparked something in you, share it with a fellow leader who needs this reminder. And if you're ready to close the gap between knowing and doing, let's talk. Coaching might just be the action you need to take. Check us out at deliberatedirections.com. Thanks for listening.